my name is Anita Chen. I'm the Program Coordinator at Arthritis Consumer Experts. I'm here today with Cheryl Koehn. She just finished attending the Canadian Rheumatology Association meeting, and I'm excited to hear what she thought of it and what exciting things she did during the meeting. So Cheryl Koehn, I will pass it on to you.
Thank you very much, Anita. It's really great to be here with the Arthritis Broadcast Network. I think it's a fantastic platform to get arthritis news out to the world. So appreciate the opportunity to tell you how exciting I find this meeting in general. It's a chance for not just the Canadian Rheumatology Association to come together and meet and share their clinical experiences and advances over the past year. Also to look forward and plan, try to deal with issues around improving care for patients like myself living with rheumatoid arthritis and many other forms of the disease. So I find just the meeting exciting in general, because I love the bringing together of people.
And not to mention the meeting is at Whistler, BC, and we've had beautiful sunny weather.
It has been fantastic. I know, I'm kind of looking out the window right now at the blue sky and beautiful trees. So it's kind of nice. You're cloistered away in this nice little mountainside location. And it also, I think, is exhilarating to sort of be in this environment, and everybody seems excited, even though people are tired from the long hours of the conference. People are still very energized because they're exchanging ideas on ways to better their treatment and practice in rheumatology, but also to help people living with the disease. There's 4.6 million Canadians who live with some form of arthritis, as you know. Personally, I found today's symposium, Mind the Gap, both a great educational opportunity. I learned from Dr. John Esdale's talk that there's a whole new way of looking scientifically at disability and trying to quantify disability. And there's something now called the DALY, disease-adjusted life years. So looking at something beyond what is quality of life and looking at the disability-adjusted life years. So how life years are adjusted by through disability. And he showed us a graph of the world, a map of the world that was colored up. And Canada was one of the countries with a very, very alarming rate of or high disability of adjusted life years. So what it says is that people are living longer here for sure, which is why our rates are higher. But we have a very disabled population. And he also shared with us that arthritis, as a group of diseases, is the largest contributor to disability, far outweighing many of the other diseases that we are often compared to. So while we're not living with tumors, we're living with inflammation, which is our tumor, and that inflammation leads to almost certain disability if not cared for quickly and appropriately. So that just sort of opened my eyes a bit, that there was a new way of talking about disability, and that someone through their scientific work has quantified that across the world, and that Canada doesn't fare well. And I tweeted about that during the talk. The other piece of the Mind the Gap symposium that I found fantastic was Kathy Hofstadter's presentation from the patient perspective, and she shared with us her journey of a life of rheumatoid arthritis over 20 years, from diagnosis to where she is today. And she gave us some key learnings, I think, through her talk. Ways in which she was definitely helped by the things that rheumatologists do and the healthcare system does, and ways she wasn't helped, actually, through her journey, and where we need to do better as a community. Governments need to do better, private payers need to do better, private insurers, but also society needs to be doing better around arthritis. We need to have a far better understanding about what it's like to live with the disease. Because we are the largest chronic disease in Canada, people should take the time and trouble to learn about an arthritis journey. And I just was so really grateful to hear her talk. And I don't think one characterizes their experience in a session like that, but I was truly personally grateful to hear her comments.
And I was there as well, and I thought she really touched everyone's emotions at the heart.
Yeah.
And it's really sad to know that when she went through her journey, she's like, oh, my husband left me and my friends. So it's really important. I just want to tell everyone that it's really important to have personal network support as well as like good friends, fellow friends like you yourself, who went through that stage with her together.
I agree with you. I think that was probably one of the most poignant pieces of her presentation. And that's the thing I'm talking about, society. When you hear the word cancer, society gets an image in their head about what happened to that person. When you hear the word arthritis, you don't get that at all. You don't think about the person whose relationship, whose marriage, kind of crumbled before them. You don't get that you're struggling to keep your company alive and well. Not only yourself, but all those people who rely on you for employment. That's not the picture that forms in your head. And that needs to change. I think if we're going to change the course of the disease experience, you have to change how people outside of you experience that disease, or what they certainly know about it. The other thing that I always find amazing here is the opportunity for people living with arthritis, or consumers who are very informed and who are out networking in this community, to plant new ideas in rheumatologists' heads and researchers' heads about research that should be going on that isn't currently. So I find the opportunity for us as people and leaders in the community to be able to connect in a meaningful way through this Canadian Rheumatology Association is a very valuable one. This has been, I think it's the 3rd or 4th year where we've joined the consumer organizations, Arthritis Consumer Experts being one of them, together. And it's the first time we've gone out and made arthritis news together through the ABN. And so for me, seeing all of these world leaders sitting in this very chair being interviewed by yourself, Anita, and our colleagues in arthritis consumer activity has been so inspiring to me. It's the thing, honestly, that's just excited me the most.
And it was really nice to know that when we approach each of these interviewees and speakers, they're very welcoming to the idea. They were like, yeah, of course we'll do it. Patient advocacy is everything.
Well, in fact, people have been, lurking out back here going, hey, what's going on in there? How can I get interviewed? So just by virtue of the fact that the studio's been up and we're broadcasting basically live, we're filming live, so you can hear glasses tinkling and people mingling in the background and, catering carts crashing in the hallways. It's the charm of doing something in this way. It's very real, it's very immediate, and you get this sort of this great gut feel for what's going on here in this consumer initiative. So thanks so much for driving the effort. It's been just a fantastic meeting for me, personally and professionally, and as a volunteer, and I just am very grateful for having the opportunity to tell you about it.
And it's been a great learning experience for me as well.
Great.
I look forward to the next meeting. Thank you again, Cheryl, for the short interview, and I wish you a safe ride back to Vancouver.
Thank you very much.